Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's Rudy with Alpha Investments, and on today's show, it's time to play. Rudy, be honest with me. How much money am I going to lose today? Well, folks, welcome in. My name is Rudy. You're watching the Timmy Empire. This patron comes in and says, Rudy, I bought these cards on the interwebs. What is internet? And I need to know, did I really, how much have I lost? On this high-end, fancy, not sealed envelope, how much did I lose? So today, Rudy, here's in the box. There's some incredibly old cards I acquired over the last year. I bought the Near Mint Bayou from Mini Market. The Badlands from my LGS. Hope they're still there. The Volcanic Island is from Madness Games, and Lion's Eye Diamond is a birthday present from my beautiful girlfriend. Wow, if you have a girlfriend buying you Magic cards, that's a keeper. She got it from the old TCG player. I was looking over some of my revised duels. I noticed these 4 cards have different rosette patterns from other cards. I hope this difference may just be due to different print runs. However, I noticed a few other differences on these cards I've listed below. Right now, the one I am most concerned about is the Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay. Don't look at the other page because it has my contact information. Done. Okay. So we're going to start off. We got some dual land conversations today with the creepy Rudy in the background with unshaven legs just for my beautiful 3% ladies and just the creepy old guys. We'll start with the Lion's Eye Diamond. So I already know most likely we're going to be... Wow, I hope you actually paid that. Obviously, this is one of the massively increased price buyout type targeted card lately. And chances are it's either going to be fake or simply put, it's not going to be fake and you're confused with the American or the Belgium print run on this particular card. Immediately, right out of the gate, actually looks very nice. It's obviously not minty, but it looks very nice. Yeah, we got a nice, not overly polished, you got nice textured. The most important thing I look for immediately in things like this is going to be texture and surface. The registration of the kind of that card stock kind of feel. And of course, I always like to check the corners for the infamous little flips on these Mirage type cards. You definitely have, this thing's looking pretty legit, man. I think the reason you're thrown off on this particular card, and I'm sorry, I threw your paper here. Let me pick it up. I think here, you put on here Mirage, different rosette pattern, set symbol looks fuzzy, green down the back, does not have all the red dots to form the infamous L for loser Rudy. When you shine the light through the card while looking at the back, the image in the front is visible, there's no core. Okay, well, let's put a light through it. Get out the little Rudy. And overall, you can't see too much in the lighting on these. These cards, it does come through. I can see it very nicely there. I can see the Magic the Gathering in the blue right there. Sorry, you can't see the lighting here. You really can't see some of the details in the core pattern on my camera. Sorry about that. So what I think we have here is an example of I'm going to go with, this is probably going to be the Made in USA Texas version versus the Belgium Card of Monday version. So I'm going to leave this over here. So first thing I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to leave it in a little sleeve. I don't want to mix your card up with mine. So we're going to bring out the Rudy book. Get the bobs! Alright, I want to I got just a Mirage set here with some extras. Nothing extreme here, but we got a Mirage set. Let's get to the extras. I should have... Okay, so... so if you take a look here, just with the camera light reflecting, let's see if I can kind of get just a good... Let's try to center the light. So what you're going to notice, if we take the card in question here, it's going to look similar to some, and it's going to look too dark to the others. So for example, let's see if we can find a good match here. I'm going to say these two, let's try to find, because we need to pretty much get a difference for you guys on the, from the Belgium to the USA ones. So on this one, this is definitely not a match. Definitely looks slightly different. So these two are not from the same variants. And just so everybody knows what I'm referring to, let me give you all an example here. I actually brought some more stuff with me. And we have some examples. Let me move the card. So on the Mirage booster boxes, all the way back in the 1990s when Rudy rode his tractor to high school with one leg in the snow. Okay, so you'll notice back in the day, these Mirage boxes have the top and bottom box are not the same. So the biggest is also the side is what gives it away. If you look at the side here, you're going to notice we got the world famous Circle Seal versus the world famous fully sealed heat treated box. Obviously, you can see there's a made in Belgium. It does not say made in Belgium. Of course, they both say $2.95 for a pack of cards. Oh, what a ripoff! Unbelievable scam. I knew that Rudy guy was scamming. Scams everybody on the internet. Okay, so if you look at the back here, you're going to definitely notice a few things. They're both old and nasty. Sorry about that. So let's take a look at this one. You can see very clearly made in USA with the same WotC 6522. And of course, right here, there is no made in USA, but you can definitely see, I'm sorry, it says USA English, but it says, sorry, you can't, stupid production. It says made in Belgium right there, and it's kind of, I want to rip the box apart just to show you guys. It says made in Belgium right in there. I don't want, this is a really, let me see if I can get another one, hang on. Please hold for the next available representative. Okay. Yep, not going to happen here. All my boxes are the actual made in USA version. Not the actual made in Belgium, which is nastily hidden under that tab there. Again, it's still a USA English product, but it was printed in Belgium. So that's the point here. If you look at these two boxes, that's the difference. There is a color variation between these two ones. The bottom one, you can tell, looks crispier and nicer. The top one has more of a faded look. So what's happening is, over the years, and of course, as these Lion's Eye Diamond cards become more expensive, which is the timing of this video I thought was really well done, because I want to try to find good, like here's one that's really dark looking up here. So you have more of a darker, and this one looks more lighter. You see that? That's a great example of the difference. So again, they're both real cards, but they have the different printers used from the different locations. And, you know, certain sets, you know, unfortunately, Mirage, you know, 4th edition, alternate 4th edition, these two are looking a lot more closer. These are still not the same. You know, this kind of throws a lot of people off. It kind of really makes people pretty confused. See if I can just try to match one just from looking. See if that'll help. Let's see here. Actually, I think these two. Let's go with this. Let's try these two. This looks, okay, this one looks, there we go. I think this one's a little closer of the version. These look pretty on target. It's tough to tell with the sleeve. I don't want to mix them up though. So, but the point is, the moral of the story is the card is legitimate. And I just really wanted to point out the variances between the cards and to not use the variance as an excuse to think that you actually have like a fake card. I think that's the most important part of that Lion's Eye conversation there. So let's move on from that. I think we all kind of proved the point there. Let's jump to these revised duels. I know we've talked about revised duels a million times, blah, blah, blah. You know, Rudy, this and that. So I want to go to the revised duels conversation. So, same thing. The gentleman's concern about these particular duels, I guess we'll put them over here. Let's get a comparison down here. Okay, serious channel. Let's get a comparison going here. All right, so we're going to take, what are we going to look at first? Volcanic, look at that. We flipped right to Volcanic. So before we pull any of mine out to make sure we don't mix anything up, we're going to just take a gander here. If I can get this thing out of the sleeve. Oh my goodness, what is this, quadruple sleeved? There's like 5 sleeves in this card. How many sleeves are in this card? Oh my goodness, it's going to take me a year to get this thing out. That's what she said. Oh, okay, all right. We got the old folded thing. That's what it is. Those things always throw me off. All right, so here we are. We got ourselves a nice Volcanic-y. Very, very, definitely seen some loving over the years. This is definitely a real card. Same thing. So if you look at, I'm going to leave, I'll leave your crazy looking sleeve on. So that'll be a good indicator that's yours. Because this thing's the floppy taco thing here. So let's look. So as you can see here, the Volcanic Island Revised, you have the, what I like to call the grayer version and the more brown version. Sorry, you guys are just offset and everything. So let's try to take a dark grayer version, which is this right here. Let's take this, and you compare them, and you can see this. And let's take a more, try to pick more, which one is different from that? Let's go with, I'm thinking, let's try a different page. I think we should go, yeah, one of those lighter ones. I think if we use something like this, see, that's what I think confuses so many people. Because if you look at these, they're going to look, and see, it's tough to tell on camera. Like, it's a very sensitive light reflection situation. And it's very difficult to come through with filming. See, I don't think you guys are going to be able to notice a difference. In real life, I can tell a big difference. Point is, same thing. You have a variant situation, and I'm going to leave that sleeve on there. And I believe that's what's going on. So far, all your cards are fine. You're not losing any money. I think this is going to be the same type of thing. Like I said, I'll take a quick look at your sheet there to see what your opinion was. And wow, this one's really nice. This is a... Wow, that's a... Wait, is it bent? This thing's been bent in the past. The middle there has a slight... Looks like it's been curved and somebody's tried to iron it back out. There's a little... I noticed the light kind of doesn't flow evenly in that middle area. Huh, okay. It's a little strange. I mean, it doesn't really matter unless you're probably going to grade it, which you already have some surface imperfection, so you wouldn't want to grade it anyways. Anyways, this is definitely going to be the same thing. I don't see anything imperfections with that besides the fact it's played. But I believe the card is real. Where's Badlands? There's Badlands. So I don't think we're going to have any issues with that. Same thing. Again, most of these dual lands, you have that variance between more of the brown and then more of like the more of the brown version versus the grayer version. So this is more gray, that's more brown. You can kind of see when the light hits it the right way. And this is why I always recommend using natural light when comparing the cards. And that's usually when you can really kind of tell the best difference on there. So last but not least on this video, before we wrap things up today, moral of the story today, everybody, is just because your card has some variance doesn't mean that it's actually fake. So this one's nicer. This is more of a less played one. This one actually feels a little different here. So let me compare this to the other ones here. Hang on, let me flip over here. Don't want to mix up the cards. Let me keep this in the sleeve here so we don't mix anything up, everybody. Where's Bayou? Where the heck is Bayou? I guess I should alphabetize this stuff, am I right? Alright, so, like I said, the biggest thing is we don't want to mix anything up around here. So let's bring that letter back out. The Bayou, he says, different rosette pattern. Okay, so this one he's concerned about the corners. So on this one, he's more concerned of the corners of the card. This card's fine. This is actually a really nice Bayou. This one's really good. I don't see any issues at all with this. The corner thing you're referring to, by the way, sorry I had to get that paper back off the floor there. I think he's referring to maybe the corner flip, maybe the angle, because this is good. Like when you see the corner, and you see that slight flip on the edge, that's a good sign. So you have a really nice condition card, and when you see that slight... I'm more concerned when I see a flat edge. And no, the corners being more defined like that isn't really a bad thing. So, put all these sleeves. Sorry, I've been mixing up these sleeves all over the place. Let me just try to keep these. So, and the Bayou is also one of those cards. You can really tell the difference between the grays and the browns, by the way. So, I want to lay that out there. There's a huge difference in those sleeves and the colors and all that fun stuff. So, keep that in mind. There's a lot... Certain dual lands are a lot more obvious. And the Bayou is one of the more obvious ones. I mean, you can look and see the brightness in the darker and the lighter, the more brown, the more gray, especially the played ones when they stain more and get more yellowing from the sunlight. Over here, here's two. I mean, look at the difference between those two side by side. You can try to hit with the light really good. You can see the more brown versus gray on the bordering. And again, this is a difference between the different machines that we use. There's always going to be variances. And unfortunately, people are so paranoid now of everything being fake, and believe it or not, most of these cards on the market, I know it's crazy to say, 99% of the cards on eBay, on the market, they're actually real. It's just people are so nervous because you've seen the fake ones and you hear these horror stories. Believe it or not, most of the cards are legitimate. I really, I wouldn't overly, and especially the companies that handle lots of these things, they're really, number one, they're not going to risk their reputation. Number two, they probably have the same one or two people within the company handling all the old cards, so they're probably pretty familiar with it. At least if you're going to be buying or selling and dealing this stuff, I can't even see this stupid flap. You better be familiar with it. That's kind of my opinion. You better be fully understanding of what the heck it is you're looking at. So, sorry, I'm going to try to get all these sleeves. I know I've been moving these sleeves every which way and all that fun stuff, but I'm going to try to get this back in place, whatnot. Anyways, overall, unlike the other videos, this video, your cards are legit, man. All of your cards are real. No problems at all. I'll get these sent back to you. Again, everybody, if you've learned anything today, remember, especially with the Lion's Eye. I know we're focusing on dual lands here, but especially the Lion's Eye Diamond. That is a very, that with the Grim Monoliths and some of the Urzas, with a lot of these kind of EDH cards, this is the big thing now. This is the new wave of the buyout. So again, these are going to be the really hot targets lately. And again, I can understand why that's concerning. So remember, everybody out there, if you're looking for those particular cards, if you have to, try to buy a BGS or PSA 6 or 7. Buy a cheap one just to have a, benchmark. But overall, just have some regular Mirage cards, even common cards, compare them. But like I said, believe it or not, most of them are real. So other than that, have a great day. Hope you guys learned something.